Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation will be presented by Gail Patronage, International Institute for Peace, Tourism, Australia.
I'm going to come up onto the stage because I don't have high heels on to make me look tall. Thank you for staying the course. We are obviously on Bali time, so I'm going to make it fairly short and succinct, I hope. First of all, you have been spoken to for the last several hours. I'm going to first of all say that I have no more wisdom or knowledge than each one of you in the room. I do not have the answers. I will pose questions, and collectively, in the knowledge in this room, I know a lot, you know even more, but we will rise to excellence if we pool that knowledge. I would like you to turn to the person next to you, beside you, around you, and I pose the question to you is, what is the definition of peace? We throw the word around, we use it exclusively, or we use it loosely. What does a definition of peace mean to you? This is your turn to talk, not just to listen. Please, you have 2 minutes to define the word. This is where we need Aston to play some music. Please, turn to the person. What does peace mean to you? You're not talking? Turn around to Jed. He's always good. Jed will have an opinion. Where's Peter? Peter's talking. Very good. Don't know if they're talking about peace. Are you two talking about peace? Very good. Okay, I'll be the school teacher in the room. Jürgen, you're not talking to Mondi. Talk about peace. You're getting a peaceful feeling. Okay, okay. Okay, I've got 2 people, 2, 4. I don't know your name, sir, behind Jeffrey. What is your name, sir? What is your name? Hello. Hello. Kay. Please, yeah, do you have an opinion about peace? I can't hear you. We need a microphone. Rosie, mic, please. Quick, quick, quick. Everybody's getting anxious. Got to get to the bathroom, got to have a coffee, got to have a beer, got to have a whiskey, got to get to the room, got to think about what I'm going to wear tonight.
I guess it's a subject, maybe part of it is the absence of fear.
The absence of fear. One of the things that we talk about is define peace as being the absence of war. So we take that out of the equation. What is peace? What is peace to you, to Jeff?
I was just telling her that in English, peace is the absence of war.
Yeah.
But in Hebrew, shalom is the absence of shalom. How is it? The absence of war is shalom. Now, shalom is the complete circle. So it's everything that comprise inner peace, your health, your relationships with other people, your interrelationship. English has no word for it because in shalom means the completion of your circle.
Okay.
In a sense of fullness.
Okay. Anybody got any? Excuse my voice. Anybody else got it? Yes, Jeff. Quick, quick. Run, run, run. I didn't hear it, Jeffrey. The room didn't hear?
I said, how do the Palestinians think? Same way.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. Thank you.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Coexistence. My good friend, Mr. Omas. What's peace?
In our opinion, peace means showing respect to each other and understanding.
Respect. Respect. Okay, we're getting there. I've done this exercise for several years, and the theme keeps repeating. As I said, I have no more knowledge or wisdom than any one of you in this room. So how do we define peace? It is not one thing, but an element of several parts. And I'd like to think of it as an acronym. In other words, what, if we take the word peace, P-E-A-C-E, in my little mind, this is how I had to think about it, but it is the result of doing this little exercise for many a long day. So let's start with the first word, P for people. So it's how we treat each other, whether or not it's nationally, family, friends. We seek understanding with each other, and if we don't, we live in complete turmoil. So, question back to you. My question, how do we demonstrate harmony and translate that into tourism? What does respect, what does kindness, and what does tolerance look like in tourism? I'll start with you, James. Microphone, quick. You stay roving. That's your job. Yeah. What does tolerance and respect look like in tourism when dealing with people?
So when you travel to a destination, that you respect the host destination.
How do you show respect?
You respect the culture, for example. We always hear about incidents where some tourists go to a destination and might be sensitive in terms of clothing, and they may not wear any. But on the other hand, it also goes the other way as well, that hosts respect the guests as well and treat them with respect.
Again, easier said than done. But Bali has been doing this quite recently in asking visitors to be respectful of the temples, respectful of other people. And we also ask hosts who offer their destinations to visitors to also show respect to them. I think the Italian tourism community might have a bit to answer for. We all know the reputation how the Italians need tourism, but gee, they don't like us. Not all of us anyway. All right, so we have to be mindful of that if we're in the industry. So take the next letter, E. Again, this is right up Jeffrey's alley. Earth and the environment. How do we protect and sustain our natural world? What are the protections and the preservations of our climate and heritage, of our nature, man-made and otherwise? How do we protect our planet and still have a viable and commercially driven industry? Picked up a bit of tension here today, could be wrong. Do we go all over on no emissions, or do we still have an industry that relies on a certain amount of pollution, God forbid? Again, we talked about it at pre-lunch, about is it all one way of no tourism, or tourism at the expense of, oh yeah, we're going to pollute the world, we're going to dirty the water, we're not going to. Is it a question of either or both and? Jeffrey?
I have the impression that every community would have a different answer on this question, and at the end of the day, it may well be that the communities are the ones who have the biggest concern, because they're still there when the tourists leave.
True. I'm probably thinking more of the tourism industry. What is the tourism?
Well, again, my answer to that is there's often so say things like, how do we do something over which we only have a very, very, very small amount of influence? And to which the answer is, well, basically we can't protect our planet. We can do certain things if a whole set of other people do a set of things.
Well, that's assuming that we as individuals or collectively have no power at all. And I don't believe that. I mean, individuals and collectives have changed countries. have changed governments. So that's a discussion over a red wine tonight, because we don't have enough time. Time poor. Okay, let's moving on to A for action. You have to act at being peaceful. Peaceful is not being passive. The peacekeeping forces can attend to that. You have to be active in correcting injustices, speaking up for the oppressed. These are small but extremely important actions. Peace is a verb. You have to do at being peaceful. It doesn't mean that you have to be radical, but for some that might be. We all know the power of passive aggression that can come out. You can be very passive, but be very forceful at the same time. But again, let's go back to in the tourism industry, can we demonstrate through peace our positive behaviour? So where does tourism fit into this? How in the tourism industry, which we are all part of, how can we demonstrate our peace? Nobody's got their hand up. I don't have the answer. Don't look at me. As I said, I have no more wisdom than each of you. So, what do you think? Well, about the question, can we demonstrate peace through positive behaviour? What does that look like? So, microphone. No, nobody wants to talk. That's all too tight. Thank you.
I have a saying.
So take a microphone. People up the back can't hear.
Sorry, so what it is, I get quite in, as you can see, I'm little things that I say to myself and also other people. And then to relate to any kind of relationship with peace. And the quote is, because societal-wise and psychologically, we are acting out of fear. So my quote is, act out of love and not out of fear.
Okay, act out of love, not in fear. Okay, there's the answer. Okay, charity. This can be charity at work. If you are a peacemaker through word, thought, and deed, can you think of examples where the tourism industry has shown charity? I think what Jeffrey is doing with Malta X is a form of charity, not charity as in just giving for nothing, but charity in giving back and looking forward into the future. That's through active peacemaking, and I believe it is acting for, you may not agree, but that's my definition, because you are doing something tangible, and sometimes we think of peace as being intangible. I'm not here selling anything. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm posing the question that peace is integral, and we've got debates on that about without peace there is no tourism, or does tourism actively promote peace? Now the academics are still debating that. Jeffrey?
I do think what Fiona Jeffries has been doing with just a drop is charity.
Yes, but charity comes in different forms. Charity is not just giving for nothing. Charity is a mindset as well as just doing physical things, I think. And the last one in the E for peace, P-E-A-C-E, is equality. Economically, racially, gender, and equality and freedom for all, be it race, colour, creed, gender. Does tourism industry practice equality? If it does, can it improve? I pose the question to Mr. Turkish Airlines. Without notice, do you think your organisation practices equality? If they do, can it be done better? They try to do their best. This is good. Can be done better. Remember about the coach that says to a sporting football team, soccer team, whatever, you know, You won the game, but did you play at your best? You know? We all do things that we believe is true and our best at the time, but push beyond that, can we do better? And I'm sure we can. We know we can. We know we can. So how does peace relate to the tourism industry? As I said, I think it's an integral part. Peace has its fingerprints on everything to do with tourism, in my opinion. Peace and the tourism industry are one and the same when practiced at the higher level. Tourism is not just about sun, surf, sex and shopping. We know that. There is a higher paradigm of what tourism does. So, do we have the answers? How do we demonstrate through positive tourism? There's a lot of case studies. I heard of, Alana's not here, we talked about the Maldives. I used to lecture in tourism, and one of the case studies that we did was the Maldives Islands that were already, and I'm talking 25 years ago, where the islands were already sinking in the Maldives and the tourists couldn't go to some of the locations, and also some of the islands where tourists weren't allowed to go because they wanted to protect the culture of that island and not be influenced by the outside Western bad things. And they were evacuating the people of the island because it was sinking. Now, I just want to know, that was 25 years ago. That was a case study then. I'm going to ask you, what happened to those islands? Are they underwater now? Are the people where the Maldives relied on tourism for economic benefits, but at the cost of what it was doing to the local cultures? And that's been case studies of the worst things that tourism can do, not the best things. So we at IIPT, we've been around 37 years, and we would like to suggest a useful tool and a blueprint for what we believe practicing the art of peace through tourism looks like. And we are happy, and this is the result of a lot of people's collective knowledge. We're happy to promote this and give it to every hotel, every airline, every tour operator, every taxi driver. And it is, in fact, the credo of the peaceful traveller. This is the how-to. This is what we believe should be in every passport. I would like to think the next time that we come to Bali, that instead of paying our entry fee as a visa to come into the country, very happy to do that, instead of getting a visa in our passport, we get a stamp which says, you are an ambassador for peace. So let me quickly run through what we believe are our core values at IIPT and what we invite every one of you as individuals and of organisations. And that is to affirm the following. Now these are not rocket science, but these are the core values. Journey with an open mind and gentle heart. Accept with grace and gratitude the diversity that I encounter. Revere and protect the natural environment which sustains all life. Appreciate all cultures. Respect and thank my hosts for their welcome. Every one of us are here at the invitation of a country. It is not our right to enter a country, it is by their privilege to allow us in, and we should thank them for that. Offer our hand in friendship to everyone I meet, whether or not it's the person that might clean our room, whether or not it's the governor, whether or not it's the taxi driver, whether or not it's the shopkeeper, whether or not it's to a fellow traveller. Offer our hand in friendship, and every one of us will go back, and it's not necessarily about the sight we saw, but about the people we meet. Support travel industries that share these views and act upon them. Find the people that are of the same mindset as yourself. And by spirit, word and action, encourage others to travel the world in peace. I could go on a bit more, but I won't because my time is up. Thank you. I like that. Did anybody else see that? Time's up and it's flashing. No, they did. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. See you later. Cheers.
Thank you.